I bet there's so many people sat at home with that kit or a kit similar still in its box, not taken out of its box. Get hold of this. This will give you the encouragement you need, but it'll also give you the step-by-step guide so you can create something amazing. Shall we have a little look? Is that what you want to do? Right, OK, let's have a little look. This is our Denise in action. I'm talking over it. Or what I was going to say is, oh, John, please may I have some water? But I don't think that's what you want me to say, but if I could, that'd be great. Right, so this is Denise now. What she's doing here, creating that beautiful lily. So using the Cerne relief to get that gorgeous outline. And then moving the beautiful Pebeo paints to create that gorgeous, gorgeous finished effect. And look at that, the tool that you need, a cocktail stick. You'll probably have one of them. Honestly, Denise breaks it down step by step to make it easy, to make it achievable, and obviously to make you experiment with the products that you've invested in. So please, if you've invested in this product before, or you're going for it today, make sure that's in your basket. And you've got a freedom prize, £13.49. That's your price if you want to get a hold of this. Absolutely gorgeous. 657848, that's your item number. Right, I'm going to get back over to Denise. I want you to have a look at some of the gorgeous things that Denise has been creating. Let's have a look at this. Okay. Right, I'm going to remind you of a few more goodies that we've got. So some of the things that we haven't, well, we showed you at the top of hour, but I want to remind you. So first of all, what are we doing?
Attention.
Hey! So this is gorgeous. So this is your modelling paste. Now you have got in this one, that's your, oh, I didn't realise there were two. Cerne reliefs, is there?
Don't know.
Ah, because we've only got one. Right, so you're getting a Cerne relief. We're not sure if it's one or two. Can we check that, if we may? There's a crackle effect. You've got your droppers in there as well. And, of course, you have got your metal flakes. That is a lovely, lovely kit. You're saving £5. That has been busy. The crackle is 139623 is your item number. Now, we've also got... There are two. The two.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh, that is a good price. There's two. So if you've already bought that and you thought you were getting one, surprise!
Bonus.
That's so cool. Right, we've also got for you, again, absolutely cool. This has been so busy, sold out, got it back in stock, but you only have to wait 2 extra days though. 116966, that is the glazing kit with the 3D art panel, but 2/3 of the extra stock has gone. So if you do want that, you need to be quick. This is the last hour. 116966, that's your item number. Now, we've also got that 36-piece kit. This is amazing. You have got extended delivery on this, so you are waiting, is it 10 days? 10 days for this, but it's worth the wait. It's so cool. You've got so many colours, it's just amazing. 044186. Any questions? This is the last hour. All right, Denise, you're not going to be back till about, is it October or something?
Months before I'm back, so don't... Yes, months.
Months. So make sure you get the DVD so you can still get a fix of Pebionus, and obviously get hold of your Pebio kits. Questions, email studio@hochanda.com. Next.
And pics.
And pics. Yeah, we want to see what you've been doing.
Right,
Okay.
I'm just going to carry on with this a little bit. This is, now this is the challenge, isn't it, to the... I've done this, I've put the transparent...
Let me see if I can get it for
we
you.
can get... There
There you are.
The transparent Cern Relief on there.
Amazing.
So
that actually holds.
That's why
the
this has
Pebio in
stayed in
place.
the shape that I'm looking at.
Cool.
Okay, so... sometimes you kind of think, well, I've got a yellow and I've got a blue, I haven't got a green. Of course you can make it.
Yeah.
So this is the yellow, the Caribbean blue of the prism.
Beautiful.
So I'm just going to put a little bit of that down.
And you just apply these with the good old cocktail stick?
I do. Sometimes I use like a coffee stirrer type, lollipop stick type thing. However, I do tend to find that as I'm moving my hand across,
yes,
I do tend to take the pots over.
Yeah,
so the
take
cocktail
everything
stick
with
is
you.
my weapon of choice.
Fabulous. And this is the vitriol. See, I like this because when you go on, it almost looks caramel.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to use the lightning medium.
Okay. So the lightning medium, that will allow the paints to go even further, will it?
It will. So you can see I've not had to take much care over doing that. So I'm now using another trusty cocktail stick. Now I can take that to the...
So it's really just dragging it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And because it goes on quite thick, you've got quite a lot of dragability.
You have. So now I'm going to pull that yellow in, mix it in with the blue, and then you get that beautiful green.
Yeah, that is cool. And it starts to changing.
Yeah.
With the lightning medium, does that dry completely clear?
Yeah, it dries clear. Well, you can see, it depends on how much stuff you've mixed in with it, but yeah.
Right, okay. As itself, if you had some without anything, though, that would just disappear.
Clear. Right, the other thing here, you can see how I've dripped that onto the canvas. Because my Cern Relief is dry, I can just take that out of the way.
Excellent. And it is interesting, isn't it? Because the vitriol, it does almost stain, doesn't it?
Yeah. But by the time I do the next leaf, then that won't matter because I'll cover over that.
I love the way that they move into the thingy, lightning medium.
Yeah.
Again, it does seem like they're almost suspended in that. That looks so cool. It's self-leveling as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so we're just moving it around and then it'll find its level, it'll settle. But it'll stay within those boundaries.
Yes.
So I've got deep yellows, I've got greens, I've got blues, I've got light. I can take a little bit of the colour from here, move it around and drag it up.
So good. And the movement is just beautiful.
And this one is settled now.
Yeah,
so that's how it's going to be.
That's absolutely gorgeous.
And then with something like this, oh, missed a bit. There we go. With something like this, once you've done all of the leaves that you've got, you could then come back with your black and just paint this on.
When you put it on like that, when you actually paint it, it's really flat, isn't it?
Yes, because it's going on much thinner.
Yeah. So you're going right up to that line.
Right
so
up
the
to
Cern Relief, that acts as... there you go. Acts as your border, if you will, won't it?
Now, if I were doing this at home, what I would do would be I would allow one area to dry before I put the bit next to it. It just gives you that bit of insurance.
Yeah, because if that goes into it, it'll start moving, won't it?
It will, yes. And if it's completely dried, then you can just wipe it off.
Right, okay. And that will make that leaf utterly pop.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, that's ace.
Tiny little bit there.
Yeah, because your Cern is so dark.
Yeah.
That looks really cool, doesn't it?
So, and I mean, the textures in here, that leaf is just going to lift up. It's just fantastic.
That is so beautiful. And something like that, I mean, you could copy any of your, you know, your designs. It could be your home or your sort of freehand drawing that you've done with a surname.
Do you know what, that would work really well with that black behind it? Is it cheese plant leaves? You know, the leaves that got those holes in it?
Yes,
Wouldn't that look amazing? That
would
look amazing.
Yeah, phenomenal. That's so nice and utterly achievable.
Yeah, and it's just showing how you can blend that. We don't have a green, but we've got a green.
Yeah, that is stunning. OK, we've got some pictures. The first one.
Good.
Wow. This is from Tom in Manchester.
Now, Tom.
That is so interesting. I definitely see people in that.
Yeah, there's a guy with a hat, isn't there? Yeah. Moon fantasy, definitely.
That is absolutely gorgeous, Tom. I really, really like that. For some reason, that reminds me of, what's it called? Mexico. You know, the Festival of the Dead?
OK, yes.
And I don't quite know why, but it's got that look to it. I think it's the colours.
Maybe, yes.
I love that. I love that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that is so cool. Oh, wow. Watch this next one as well. Thank you, Tom. Look at that from Jean.
Wow.
That's ace.
That's beautiful.
Wow. She said the DVD was a godsend. She said really informative. And what else did she say? Sorry. Informative and encouraging.
There you
That's
go.
the
Thank
DVD.
you very much, Jean.
Thank you, Tom and Jean. Thank you for showing. But I love seeing your pictures. If you want that DVD, like our Jean and Gina's, it takes. I think sometimes it can be a bit scary. You've got that plain surface to work on. The DVD gives you a starting point. It holds your hand. It allows you to get creative. It allows you to use the product that you've spent good money on. So it's definitely. Okay, it is limited stock. However, if you do, if you do want this limited stock, that means less than 10% remaining. 657-848. Freedom members only. 13.49. Okay, right. Can we do more? Can we do more?
Yes, we can do more. Let's move that one out of the way. Now, we've done a little bit of this earlier, but I'm going to do this now with the prisms from the 36-piece collection.
Amazing.
I want to get this in before we run out.
You've done your surname relief. That comes in with the crackle medium and the gilding flake.
So this is the silver one here.
Fantastic. And then, obviously, your 36-piece set sold out, but we have got it back on extended delivery. So and you've got so many colours.
I know. Just going to give these a little stir. So as ever, it's always a little stir before you start. I'm just going to blob this down.
So what are you working on? Is that the moon, did you say?
This is prisms. I'm going to use a whole load of prisms. We used moon earlier, so I'm going to do... This is the vermilion.
Oh, wow. So literally just pouring it.
Yep, I'm just...
Oh, I love it.
So this one is emerald.
Beautiful. It must be so good having all these to play with.
Oh, I know. It's, yes.
Very lucky.
Very lucky indeed. But also, it's also not scary.
Yeah,
I know it looks scary when it's something completely different to what you've done before.
Yeah. I think when you're doing it for the first time, it is scary. But once you go for it, and I think if you are a little bit nervous, start with something small.
Yeah,
you know, don't go for
little bits. Yeah, little bits, absolutely.
Yeah, start with, you know, like we were saying before, coin. Work on a coin. You know, there's so much you can do, and even the small parts that you work on, because it is so reactive. The small elements look good, don't they?
They do. They look amazing.
That colour's nice.
This is the eggshell.
Yes.
Right, let's see what other colours we've got. How about some onyx? And then we're probably about enough there. So again, quick stir.
Lovely.
You see, I'm using absolutely tiny amounts of this.
Yeah.
You ready for a bit of a smush?
Please. Smush it. So just scooching over the top. And you are kind of scooching over the top. You're not really working it in as such, are you?
I'm just dragging the palette knife over the top.
Oh, wow, those colours. See, with all those colours, you'd worry. Like, normally, with all those, you'd just create mud, wouldn't you?
I'm not kind of rubbing around and mixing it too much. So I've got it almost to the edge. And then I'm just using trusty cocktail stick just for the fine details and shapes.
That's cool.
Now, whilst I'm doing this, all the prism magic is starting to happen in here.
Yeah. And I love it because you're only dragging out a little bit of that colour, but again, it seems to self-level. So it doesn't look like there's only a little bit of colour being dragged out to the outside. It almost follows it, doesn't it?
If you get to a point, you know, here I've got a nice big puddle of it, but if you get to a point, then just drip a little bit more in, you know, if you haven't got enough.
So look, don't worry. Yeah, that's it. And it's just amazing because, again, that isn't difficult. Anybody can just drip things in, stir it up a bit and see what happens. It's
about creating that outline first.
Yeah. Yeah, because it is a way to catch it, isn't it? And with the outline, so obviously you can do it freehand if you're only good at that. But you might be an image in one of the design books that you like. It might be a stamped image. It might be a mask. Masks are handy because obviously you can draw in the mask, you know, for the image.
Stencils. Yeah. It could be something you've done with trace down.
Yes.
So you could print out a copy of a photograph of your own cat or dog.
Yeah.
And just cut it out and draw around it.
Would it work on acetates?
Yes.
Nice. So you could actually put it under the acetate and work on the acetate and then put that on in a frame. Ah, yeah. Yeah, and it dries crystal clear.
Yeah.
No, not crystal clear, obviously, it's got the colours.
It depends on which bit you're putting down, but yes.
Look at that, that's the ace.
So how long has that taken me?
Gosh, that has taken just minutes, hasn't it? That's so good. That's so good.
Drag.
So you can still play with it.
Yeah, and you get a little bit of time to play with it.
Yeah, yeah. So that is literally just the moons, did you say?
No, it's just the prisms.
Just the prisms.
And
you can see,
5 of them.
Look, the prisms, they are starting to move. That looks so good.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and up here you're getting these little cells, and that will continue to develop shapes and cells for a while, and then it gets to a point where it stops, and you kind of go,
But I like it. That's ace. It's so good. OK, if you want this, that is that huge set. So you're getting 12 of your prisms, 12 of your moons, 12 of your vitriols. So they're little pots, but they do go a long way. Only £21.49. That is such a good kit. It's such a good kit. It's sold out. It sells out every single time. This time we have got extended delivery. You just have to wait an extra 10 days. I hope that don't feel like too long. If it does, if you're sitting thinking, oh, 10 days, I'm going to have forgotten everything Denise has said, get the DVD. Because at least then the DVD will help you, it'll inspire you. I bet loads of you are stocking up on this. What? The DVD? Right, it's DVD super limited. So if you do want that, it's 186. Sorry. If you want the DVD, it's 657848. But it is now super limited. So if you want it, you know what to do. Check your baskets out. Check your baskets out on the one-day special. This is it. You've got 11 minutes to bag a deal. £10.71 it's going to go up by. Why do I like it? Because it's clever. Because it's unpredictable. Because with something like this, you can create something that really makes you look good. Seriously, just by dribbling some paints on a canvas, you can look amazing. Because obviously the way the paint reacts, the way the paint moves, the way the paint actually starts to distort looks absolutely amazing. Let me show you some of those finished samples again. I mean, look at that. That is just so dramatic. And whichever way you put it, frame that, and that is just such an incredible piece of art. I love the depth, the drama, the like highlights in there. That yellow, doesn't that look good? That's so, so cool. Use your stencils. Use this. Oh, I'm doing it again, Denise. Use your stencils. Every time. Every time, Denise. I am lethal. Every time I go and stick something in. That is the stencil that we had on Let Leonie Loose. And that is so cool. Doesn't that look good? So think about what stencils you've got at home. Think about what stamps you've got at home. You know, to create, if you are worried, if you think I won't be able to draw like Denise or paint like Denise, use products that you've already got that are used for other things. OK, if you want to get this, 921458, that's your item number. Absolutely cool. £10.71, that's your saving, but only for the minutes that we've got left. That's 921458. Right, that DVD, it's gone. I am so sorry. That's our third sellout. That has gone. You're going to love that. I cannot wait to see your finished results. Right, okay. You can get on the website hochanda.com. That's where you can order a ringers. 01733602000. Now, we've still got we've still got that fantastic glazing kit with the 3D art panel. Now, 70% of stock has gone. £19.40 is your price if you want to get hold of that. But again, that has been so busy. 116966. That's your item number for that one. Check out the website for that massive kit with all those colours. So many different things. Right, that kit, we're going to have a go. What we're doing?
You know what we're going to do. I can see that look on your face.
So
okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
Flip, cup, dirty pour.
Flip, cup, dirty pour.
We love that.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Right, so you've got your dirty cup to start with.
I've got a dirty cup because they're always dirty cups in my studio. Flip cup is obvious. We're going to turn the cup upside down.
Yeah.
Dirty pour literally means that you've got multiple colours in there.
Yeah.
So you don't have control over what colour goes where. So that's really what the dirty pour means.
Okay, so this is the thing, because there's so many people now doing all the dirty pours because they're so on trend, aren't they?
Yep, absolutely.
You've got loads of different pouring mediums. But with this, you can use the stuff that we can get today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fabulous.
And you can use a mixture of whichever the products that you're going to do. Because I've just done that last one using the prisms, I'm going to use the vitrails and the moons on this one.
Amazing. Right.
Just to have a look. Now, I don't normally put the lightning medium in this, but I'm going to put some in just to make everything go a bit further.
Amazing.
So we're starting off with some of the lightning medium.
Okay.
Okay. Then I've got this green gold.
Beautiful. And that's out to your big 36-piece kit.
Yeah, apart from the lightning medium, these are all going to be out of the 36-piece kit.
Amazing.
Now, this is a deep blue. It's such a deep blue.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
And that's your vitriol?
Yep, so those two are vitrails.
Beautiful.
Then we've got some of the moons. So this one, again, is the emerald.
That's so nice.
So again, I'm not really actually using very much in there at all. Can you see in the cup it's already reacting in there?
That's really
so cool, isn't it? It just wants to react. Okay, some of this carmine.
Oh, that's so good. It's a bit exciting, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then we've got some of this pearl.
Got 4 minutes.
4 minutes. It won't take that long. It won't. That'll give us time to have a look at it.
Amazing.
Right. So what we do is you put that in the cup.
Yeah.
We put our liquid art panel over the top.
Gosh, this is where I'd go wrong.
Nah, you can't go wrong. Turn it over.
Right, fab. So, letting it all sink down.
Just letting it all drain down.
Yeah, because there's quite a bit in that cup, isn't there?
Yeah. I'm going to move it around. What this does is just wets the surface and just allows it to move a bit more.
Oh, that looks so good already.
Are we ready?
Just that bit looks good. Yeah, please.
Are we ready? 1, 2, 3.
Boom. That's so good. Look at that. That's ace, isn't it? Yeah. That makes me very happy. That blue is so rich.
It is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah,
that deep blue.
So good. So, dear, you're just patient. Just be patient.
You can tip it and pour it if you want to, or you can just leave it and see what happens.
Yeah. And the bit it's still in the cup, you just let that.
There's a tiny little bit in there. We can. Having stood it upside down for a few minutes, you can see there's not a lot coming out of that cup.
That's good, so you're not really wasting anything.
But if you want to, you can just tilt very slightly to fill your corners.
This is why that panel is so good, because the panel has got those raised edges. So for your dirty pours, it's just amazing.
So you can see how that just stretches everything out.
Oh, Denise, that's my favourite ever.
Isn't it lovely?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so cool.
And that was just the vitrails and the moons.
That is amazing. Look at the blue, because it's got that. Again, that is just beautiful. So, do you think the lightning medium is what's making that go pow like that?
It just made the blue go a little bit further because it's such a deep blue. Yeah. I thought if I didn't put the lightning medium, it would look very, very dark.
Yeah, yeah.
So look, this corner is just about filled in anyway. Let's just give that little bit a tickle.
Oh, you've only got 5 minutes to get hold of the one-day special. You need to check your baskets out. This is so cool. Get hold of that panel. Get hold of whatever you can. It's all cool. With your, if you get your one-day special and that panel, you'll still be able to do a dirty pour. With the colours that are in there, you will still be able to do something like that. That is fab.
One thing I want to show you.
Yeah.
You can buy these. You can get them in all sorts of places. It's just a little...
So it fits perfect. So if you've got a box...
If you've got a box, there you go, it becomes a lid to your box.
Yeah, how cool would that be? That is just... I love that. I love it. That purple, that blue that it's gone. Oh, that's my favourite thing in the world. Right, oh, have I been putting my top?
Your T-shirt in there, your shirt, you're going to hate me when you get home.
So, look...
Got it all down.
Oh, I'm just a mess.
That's what happens when you lean across stuff.
Oh, do you know, I'm so mucky. Anyway...
I love you for it.
Ridiculous, isn't it? Right, get hold of this. We're a penny. Get hold of it. Check your baskets out. You have nearly run out of time. It's it right over my face today. Oh my God. You're nearly out of time. You need to check your baskets out, or you will miss out. Please, please, please make sure you do that. Get hold of this. It is amazing. We've got seconds. Denise, thank you ever so much. That is so
pleasure.
Cool. That is so cool. Absolutely beautiful. You're going to have such fun with this. Again, check your baskets out. So we don't think we're going to see you till about October.
Well, for a while, unless things change, but yeah,
that's rubbish. But something to look forward to. So make sure you watch out for Denise coming back with us. It's all sticky, I'm playing it. Make sure you watch out for our Denise coming back to us in October. Check your baskets out. Don't go anywhere, however, because we have got a really cool one-day special coming up in the next hour as well. Thank you very much indeed. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, Denise.
Pleasure, I've loved it.
Loved it as ever. I'm going to go and do something on my top. Coming up, it's your Clarity One Day Special. That's so exciting. You've then got your Crafty Prize Drop, and then we're crafting with Clarity again, your One Day Special. See you tomorrow. Have a lovely evening.
Welcome to Hochanda's 17 Days of Christmas Credit. From the 24th of June until the 10th of July, we'll be bringing you 17 days of Christmas crafting. All of your crafting favourites will be here to inspire you and demonstrate all their latest products to get you ready for Christmas 2018. So, as an early Christmas treat from us to you, when making a purchase of any item during our event, you will automatically be given a £5 credit to spend against any purchase of £30 or more the following day. And you can do this every day. We'll be joined by Heartfelt Creations, Crafter's Companion, Creative Expressions, Tonic, Clarity Stamp, Craft Buddy, FMM, Crafts 2 and many, many more. So don't forget to tune in for our 17 days of Christmas credit from the 24th of June at 6 p.m.
Sheena Douglas A4 white stamping card is perfect for beginners and expert stampers alike. This high-quality 300 GSM cardstock allows you to achieve superb results. Consisting of 60 A4 sheets, it really is the professional's choice for stamping. To stock up now, check out www.hochanda.com.
Hi, I'm Lisa and I'm part of the Creative Expressions team. I've been crafting for, well, most of my life, to be honest, and my passion is papercraft. Creative Expressions have given me the chance to spend my time drawing and bringing things to life, which I never thought I'd ever be able to do. So when you see me on TV, hopefully I can bring you something that will inspire you, whether you're a paper crafter, whether you're a die cutter, or whether you're a stamper. A hope you get the chance to tune into some of my shows on Hochanda, where I can share with you some of the creativity and some of the designing that I've been able to bring to you through my designs.
Well, hello there and welcome back. It's 6 o'clock, which can only mean one thing. It is time to launch a brand new one-day special, and boy, is it an incredible deal. Have you seen that saving on your screen? A £21 saving on a fabulous set of gorgeous Art Nouveau dies. But these are not just any dies. They are Clarity dies. And Paul, I mean, these are brilliant. Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, quality.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's the first thing I can say. Fresh cut dies, brand new from Clarity. For people that sort of know Clarity as a company, I mean, Clarity's been established for 25 years now. And so a lot of people will automatically think stamp, stencils,
That's
and more recent, well, the past 3 years, groovy. And it was only recently that we've gone into the die cutting market.
And this kind of all evolved around a story of Barbara and planning for her wedding, and paper cuts being something that's very close to her heart.
We was in Frankfurt earlier in the year, and Tina Cox loves paper cutting, and she'd taken one of our stencils and she spent hours painstakingly cutting it all out, and it looked absolutely stunning. And Barbara's always loved the effect of sort of like the paper cutting. So we looked around and had a play and everything else, and we sourced this manufacturer, top quality in the world die manufacturer. And we contacted them, said, this is what we want to do, can you help? And the response has been amazing. And when you look, the whole concept behind these are called aperture dies.
Okay.
And the reason they're called aperture dies is because when you actually cut them out, there's no cut to the outside frame. So although when we look at this is sort of like a rectangle.
Let me bring this one in.
When it's a rectangle, you would automatically think what it's going to do is cut that picture out. But it doesn't. It leaves it in the card. So you can have an A4, an A3, you can have 12 by 12. And as soon as you cut that out, it keeps it within the card.
Isn't that amazing?
And the concept for me, because it gives you, and when you look at the designs and the delicate, I mean, when we launched our first set of dies, they were 4 by 4 and they were absolutely stunning. And then we got the prototypes back of these, and they're so fine in detail, and we wasn't sure whether they were going to work. And I put them through the machine, and it just cut like a hot knife through butter.
And it's incredible because the formulation of those dies is very specific, because Barbara was very sure on what she wanted with these.
That's right.
And that's exactly what she got. And they're coated, so you've actually got that.
They've got a special coating on them, so that when you'll see when I demonstrate them, that the card literally just falls away from the die. So top quality. I know when we did the dies before, Yanis commented how heavyweight they were.
Yes,
and which just shows the quality of them.
Certainly does. And of course the beauty is you've got those gorgeous designs, very Art Nouveau in their style, but of course you can use them in lots of different ways. Now, very quickly going through these finished samples here, we will do some name checks a little bit later on. Now, if you ever struggle for inspiration though, don't worry with your one-day special, because you've got a fabulous book, and this is something that we see very regularly. It's the II books.
That's right. I mean, as we went down the groovy journey, what we found was that we'd show samples on the TV and social media and stuff like that, and people would say, right, well, how do you do this and how do you do that? So Barbara came up with the concept of II books, ideas and inspiration. Now, normally when we launch an II book, we launch it after we've released the groovy plates.
Okay.
But what we've decided with the dies is to actually launch the books in conjunction with the dies at the same time. So it means that if you are new to die cutting, as soon as you get this one-day special home, you've got this beautiful book that's got 30 projects in there, you've got a beautiful finished picture, you've got a list of ingredients, you've got a focal point that concentrates on a specific area on the card, and then it gives you that step-by-step guide. So, I mean, this is £10.99 on its own.
Well, this is it. I mean, the value of bundle is incredible. And, of course, Dee, Sheila, Wendy and Martine are all involved with these fabulous designs. 30 projects for you to get your teeth stuck into. Absolutely incredible. Now, look at that value on your screen there. We'll be looking at those dies again and seeing them in action in the next few moments. But if you want to get hold of your one-day special, you can get hold of it with 2 flexi buy payments of £24 £49.98. If you want to go for it all in one go, you can do £49.95. You might even want to add this into your order, turn your order into a flexi order by the addition of other items, which we'll talk to you about in a few moments. But 438407. Now, you will have noticed, I'm sure, at the bottom of the screen, the details of that II book. You can get it on its own, but you are getting that included within your one-day special. And those dies that we're looking at, they are available individually as well. But to be honest, the biggest value is with your one-day special, because that's where you are getting those savings. But we are busy for the individuals as well. Snowdrops is already limited stock with these.
That doesn't surprise me. And when we look at the 4 different designs, we've got the snowdrops, we've got the tulips, we've got the damask rose, and we've got the Eden roses. Now, the tulips and the snowdrops were actually drawn by Barbara.
Oh, wow.
And I actually watched her draw them, and it's an amazing experience to see someone draw something and then have it turned into a design.
And I love snowdrops as well. Such a delicate flower, but they're so robust because they're the first sign of spring coming, isn't it? First sign that winter has broken, and then warmer days hopefully on their way. But look at that, and I love this. Using it, as you can see there, cut direct into the card there, but then you have the opportunity to actually cut it as a topper or create an aperture to work around them. Now, we have got a set of rectangle dies that do work alongside these, so we'll see these in a few moments. But if you do want to get hold of these will allow you to disconnect those pieces. So rather than having them cut direct into your card, as you can see here, to actually disconnect and turn them into a topper. They're perfectly sized, perfectly positioned for you to actually get a variety of different sized frames around, but again, the same engineering with those dies.
That's right. Again, it's the same top quality, and you'll notice that when you look at them, they're actually blue, so it's our clarity colours. And again, you've got, how many dies have we got on there? We've got 9 dies on there. And they go 1/2 inch up to 5 by 6 inches with a 1/2 inch increment on them.
Brilliant.
So it's perfect for doing the frames. You can create apertures. And again, they just work perfectly in conjunction with, because there's a lot of people that have got nested rectangles and stuff like that, but these were designed to specifically work with the dies. And when I come to some of the demos over the next 24 hours, stop permitting, you'll see how close to the edge you can get.
And we are so busy, please. I mean, behind us, just chatting to you, Paul, there, I mean, we've got some of them.
I did this
just
because for me,
look at this, it's just pure
shall I bring them
artwork.
over?
Yeah, go and grab them.
Because for me,
we are incredibly busy, I will warn you. We've got over 2-minute queues already. We've got the details up on the screen for those nested rectangles. If you want to get hold of them, please do so. Freedom members, you've got a discounted price.
So
but just
these
like
are the frame mounts. So Barbara often jokes about the bed and breakfast down in Wales,
yes, she
aka
does.
Mr. Williams. So all I did was I took our frame mounts, which we've got on the show, and just cut them out on black card, and you can see how fine a frame.
Yes.
It doesn't need anything else.
No,
that's it.
That's it.
When you look at what you can do, and it's just black card on the frame mounts. And these are the 4 beautiful, stunning designs. For me, the black and white is just pure elegance.
It's just class, isn't it? Yeah. Absolutely, a classy design. All 4 of these come to you within your one-day special. Absolutely beautiful. We've already seen inspiration from the design team, and of course, Dee, Sheila, Wendy and Martine creating gorgeous pieces within that II book that you can refer to time and time again. Now, if you're wanting to get hold of those dies to give you these wonderful results, then this is the way you do it. Jump onto the website, give us a call. Make sure you quote that item number on your screen, 438407. Then you decide whether you want to go for it on FlexiBuy or go for it all in one go. Don't forget, if you're wanting to go for the dies and perhaps add in those rectangle dies, it will take your order through that £60 threshold, which means you can turn everything into a flexi order and spread that cost over 2 months. That's certainly something I would be considering. So add these in, the details of which are at the bottom of your screen. And while you're doing that, why not check out to see what the design team have been up to their one-day special, well, with their one-day special, should I say, and when they received it. Have a look at these. absolutely beautiful. Now, of course, you mentioned at the top of the ad that there'll be people watching that might not be familiar with die cutting if they followed kind of the Clarity route.
Yeah, I mean, for Clarity followers, again, we're not known for doing dies. It was only just over a month ago when we released the first collection, which were absolutely flew out the door.
It was ridiculously busy.
So what I thought I would do, for people tuning in thinking, oh, maybe this is stamps or stencils or groovy, I thought I'll just go back to basics and just show you the concept behind the actual dies.
Wonderful.
So what I'm going to get you to do, Hayley, just to show that there's no pre-planning.
No trickery.
No. Pick a die, any die.
Oh, let's go for that one. What's that one?
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty.
Eden Roses. But if you listen, the quality of the dies, I mean, they're really, really good quality dies.
I love the fact they're in Clarity Blue as well.
Exactly. And that's all part of the special coating. And you'll see that when I cut the die out, how easily it's going to fall away.
And that's important because it's one of those bugbears of everybody's having to pick out all those little tiny elements.
That's right. And I mean, I've worked with dies for years and years and years, and some of you're poking the die itself, and you just want to make the card.
You certainly do. There we go.
So
there's
what
the
we're
die.
going to do, we're going to choose, I'm going to choose one of our card blanks. So we've got these on the show as well, fantastic quality.
And these are brilliant because you've got 40 of the white, 40 of the black, and a variety of different sizes as well. It's a really nice combination. You can see all those fabulous sizes featuring there as well. What's the size of the largest ones with these, Paul?
We've got 8x8, 7x7, 6x6 and 5x4.
Good sizes.
So you're going to get 20 of each, 10 of white and 10 of black. And if I remember rightly, it's 300 GSM on the white and 290 on the black.
Oh, you deserve a prize for remembering all that. Didn't they do well?
Well, they're fantastic, and the quality, I mean, during the course of the 24 hours, you'll see I cut them up. I don't just use them because the quality is really, really good.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm using the Gemini.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take my die, and I can position this wherever I want, but I'm just going to go into the middle. And then, this is where parchment crosses over.
Groovy tabs.
I'm using my little groovy tabs.
Lovely. Now, don't forget, if you do want your groovy tabs, they are part of your groovy accessory kit. So you're getting your groovy tabs, you're getting your groovy guard, and I've forgotten what else you get in there.
Parchment you get in there.
Oh, of course you do, yes.
So, because obviously, I mean, I've got various different die cutting machines and everything else, but obviously, I mean, I found that for me, personally, the Gemini is a really good machine. So I followed the instructions in there, and my sandwich combination is for detailed dies. So you'll notice that I'm using the metal plate.
Yes, yeah.
Now, you don't have to, but because I just want to get a crisp, clean cut every single time, it works for me. Okay.
Don't forget, Gemini, if you do need your machine, jump onto the website. You'll be able to find some fabulous deals on there with regards to that. We'll let you know as well, with those queues are now up to 4.5 minutes.
Ouch.
Yeah, very, very busy. So thank you. It's fabulous to have you here as we launch these brand new dies. Don't forget, it's kind of the second series of these gorgeous fresh cut dies. And approaching 30% of the whole day stock has gone. It's 10 minutes in. Oh, my goodness.
Right, OK, this is my little collection. This is going to be the confetti for Sunday.
Yeah.
Because Barbara and Dave finally get married on Sunday.
Oh, bless. And if you're watching, I know you'll be watching. Congratulations to you both. Couldn't be happier.
Right, OK, so this is where the big reveal comes in, really. So all I'm going to do, I've got my little groovy tab there. I'm just going to lift that off.
Lovely.
OK, and when I lift this off, look, absolutely, there's nothing in there at all.
Oh, that's brilliant.
OK, now I've worked for dies for many different companies, and normally you'll get one or two pieces that are stuck that you've got to, but look, nothing in there whatsoever.
That's
there
quality,
we go,
isn't
on
it?
the top. OK, nothing in there at all.
Fabulous.
And you can see in the card, it's all in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my confetti box in.
Lovely.
And look, watch.
We're going to add to this confetti box.
Is just
oh, look at this, just giving it a little bit of a tickle.
So just give it a little tickle. I mean, I've got the tool in one.
Yes.
And you know what? I've been using this for a long time. And with Barbara not being a die person, she said, oh, it's really good. She said, but I found that when you do that, it stretches the card. And I went, does it? And so I did it, and it does. Because what you're doing, you're slowly manipulating the card. And because these are so fine...
that's true, I suppose, yeah, because, like you say, the connecting parts are so much finer than the elements that you're cutting away. Right, yes.
So, so Barbara says, oh, I'll just go back and use it as sort of a pokey tool. She said, it's quite therapeutic, just pushing all the little bits out.
Well, the thing is, a lot of these, they're kind of held in almost... Well, it's not static, but it's a similar sort of guise, isn't it?
Exactly,
because you've got such a good cut with these.
I can run my finger over it.
It doesn't take a moment at all, does it?
It's just a tiny bit.
Look at that. Now, we are busy, busy, busy. The one-day special, the details are up on your screen. You can see you have got the opportunity to get hold of it as flexi buy. Many of you taking that option, but also lots of you are adding in those rectangle dies as well, because, of course, adding the rectangle dies in with your one-day special at £49.95 takes your basket total to over £60. And, of course, then you can turn it into a flexi order. Spread the cost over 2 payments, and that means that not only are you getting your one-day special over 2 payments, but you're also getting those rectangle dies over 2 payments as well. And incidentally, you can add other things in as well. We've got some fabulous deals with regards to stencils as well. We've got some beautiful stamps. So anything that you want to add into your basket alongside your one-day special, bear in mind that as soon as it goes through that £60 point, then you can spread the cost of everything over 2 months.
Missed one bit there. There we go. Look, it's just going to fall away. Now, obviously, the black on the black really doesn't. So what I'm going to do, see, this is where the designer paper and parchment kicks in.
Right.
So if I just pop down here.
Popped into the cellar.
So here we go, look. So we've got the designer papers here. So if we go to the overheads.
These are brilliant.
And what we can do, look when you lay it over. So this is great.
Wow.
So you can position that. See, and to me, this is just pure quick and easy cards. So look how it changes
the mood.
It does, doesn't it? And we've got the more muted tone over here.
Oh
so
my goodness, that's
really
really dramatic.
Quick and easy it is. So I mean, I'm just flicking through the Shenandoah, one of my favourite ones.
That's nice, yeah. Very volcanic, that one.
It is, but I mean, look, just the elegance of
Brilliant. Now, if you wanted to get hold of any of those papers, we've got a fabulous range of papers for you. Details at the bottom for the Shenandoah pad, but don't forget we've got lots of different variations. 48 sheets for £12.99. 926429 if you want the Shenandoah. Don't forget you've got things like Indian Summer in there as well, and you've got the corresponding parchment papers to work alongside them, so it's definitely worth considering. And if you can stretch to the folder to actually keep them in, then even better, because then you can flick through just in the same way as Paul's doing.
And it's nice because we've also got the designer card toppers as well.
That's true, yeah.
As well. So it's a smaller piece. So if you're worried about using a larger sort of piece of paper.
That's a good point, yes.
But so you can see, I mean, we've got Rainbow River in this one as well. I won't go through all of them, but you can see the concept behind it.
And also, if you've got those rectangle dies, you can cut just enough paper to cover what you need to cover.
Right,
don't you? Don't have to use the whole
page.
And so
you can cut it to size. I mean, I could cut an outer frame using just the nested rectangles and stick that on the outside, and then it gives the effect of the matting and layering.
Yeah. Oh.
So.
Now you're talking. Now, if you fancy getting hold of your one-day special details on the screen, if you want your papers, the Rainbow River is at the bottom of the details on your screen. But don't forget the website will give you the full range of papers. These are your dies. These are your one-day special. It's an amazing deal. You have been loving it. Now, we're going to go straight into another demo.
Yeah, I'm just going to get the bits ready.
Just while Paul's getting himself ready, let us just refresh your memory with those dies. 4 beautiful dies. Don't forget these are fresh cut dies from Clarity. It's the latest addition to their incredible range. And, of course, we saw the release of their previous dies not that long ago to resounding success. Now, alongside these fabulous dies, we do have the ability to get those nested rectangles. So I do suggest you add those in, because that will allow you to detach these designs from your base card and actually turn them into toppers if you so choose, to make perfectly sized frames to work alongside them. Now, of course, if you are looking for a little bit of inspiration with regard to your one-day special, you don't have to go very far at all, because you are going to get your II book worth £10.99 included within your one-day special bundle. And in here you've got an incredible range of 30 designs, but not just designs for inspiration, the instructions there step by step.
Exactly. And it also, I mean, just because like for example, I think Dee's done this one, just because Dee's used that particular design, you can take any of the 4 dies and just go with the colourways and stuff like that. So it's a really good sort of guide for the way that colours work together and styles and everything.
And this one here from Wendy, I mean, that one there, you could look at that and add your own colour if you wanted to.
Exactly. So on this one here, Wendy's actually incorporated the stamps that we've got on the show. So I'm actually going to do my demo is going to use some of those stamps as well.
I love it. And of course, Sheila's got involved with this as well. You've got Dee in here as well. Martine's involved too. So many of the team got involved. Oh,
and you know what's
designs.
great? I mean, the feedback we had after the first launch was that the Clarity people were new to die cutting.
Yes.
And when they got the first one-day special home and they had this book, they thought it was a fantastic idea, because we watched the TV and we think, oh, I like that, how's that done? So to actually get this at the same time as the dies, you can literally get going straight away.
And I love the reference to the authors there, the Clarity Design Team. Well done,
and there's a lovely
ladies.
introduction in there from Barbara as well.
Love it.
Barbara just loves the Art Nouveau style and everything else.
Love it.
So.
Now, you can get the book on its own at the bottom of the screen, but why do that when it's included with your one-day special? Take advantage of that saving with your one-day special, and of course your book is included. So that's one way of working with them. So, what are we going to do with our first demonstration?
Right, so I thought I'm going to keep it nice and simple, very elegant, sort of just a black and white. So I'm going to go with the snowdrops. That's one of my favourite ones. That's one Barbara drew. And you'll see we've got these lovely designs around the outside and a sentiment. So this is where the stamps then come into play.
Okay, and you will find the stamps on the website. I'm sure we'll be giving you the details of those as the hour progresses. I'm going to bring the details up. We'll have a closer look at them a little bit later on. But if you do want to add them into your basket, of course, there'll be an image on the website, so you can take a little look on there.
Right, okay, so really, really quick and easy. And that's one of the great things I love about the dies, is that you can make a card really, really quickly. Okay, so we'll go with the snowflakes. I've got snowflakes. I've got Christmas on the brain.
Oh, yes.
So,
Snowdrops.
Snowdrops. So I'm going to take my groovy tabs.
Now, if you're thinking of getting hold of this die on its own and you're about to head off to look for it, I will save you the time and trouble. It's sold out on its own. In fact, the Damask Rose is the only one that is now available individually.
Oh, my word.
But yeah, of course, that saving, that biggest saving, is with your one-day special, because you're getting a £21 saving. So you're going to get all of those sell-out dies at the moment. And I say that because, of course, one day special, we have got a quantity of stock available to you that once that stock has gone, that's it. You could well miss out on this one day special, so make sure you get yours in nice and early. 40% of the stock has gone already. This is a bit like deja vu. Last time we were here launching the square dies, it was a very similar situation.
And you know what, it really doesn't surprise me. I mean, I'm not saying it just because I work for the company and everything else, but I've worked with dies for years and years and years as a freelance demonstrator, and I know quality. And for me, it's the designs as well. They're just pure elegance. Sorry, I forgot to show you, look, there was nothing in there.
Oh, yes.
It's completely empty. Automatic habit of just putting it to one side.
That's it, no clean-up. And as a crafter, I mean, you've been crafting, and I've known you for many, many years. Too many years to mention. Too many years to mention.
Only a few, Hayley.
Oh, definitely. But you must have been so excited when you first knew about this concept and the first kind of dies rolled out and you got to play with them, and then you had to keep it secret from everybody.
I know, yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, it's like anything that we bring out at Clarity. We don't bring it out just for the sake of bringing it out. There's always thought and there's always a story behind it. As I mentioned earlier, Barbara and Dave are getting married this Sunday. And she designed her own wedding invites. And they were along the lines of paper cutting.
Yes.
And we've got the machines that can do that, but people at home don't have machines. That's where the die came in. And it just means that then it opens it up to everybody.
Doesn't it? And if you're watching, Barbara and Dave, congratulations. Can't wait to see the photos of the day. It's going to be a fabulous day.
Absolutely fantastic. See, for me, this is quite therapeutic, but you can see I'm really not putting any pressure on at all.
And of course, the thing is, if you cut this, obviously you've cut it out of white cardstock. We were using black cardstock a few moments ago. If you do the exact same die and keep those pieces, you could actually do a little bit of paper piecing with them, couldn't you?
Yeah,
and they're good sized pieces as well.
There's a beautiful sample. See that brown one there?
Look at this.
Dee did that one. So if you want to know how to do that, it's in the book.
Oh, is it? See, I looked at this and I thought it was a bit of marquetry going on, because it does look like that, doesn't it?
It's absolutely amazing, isn't it? I mean, the design team, Sheila, Wendy, Martine, new to the design team, absolutely fantastic. And when the samples come in,
I'm trying to find it.
Look at the...
I could be gone some time because I've got 30 projects to get through in this book. So, yeah, there's quite a few to go through, but we will find it.
We will find it. So, right, I've finished pushing out, and you can see, look, it's absolutely crystal clear.
Beautiful.
And the detail, because we really didn't know whether we would get the detail when we got the prototypes back. And as soon as I put it through the machine, and it just cut, and the die fell away, and then the pieces fell out. that was it for me.
It's a proud moment, isn't it? Even though you've die cut it, you've not designed it, and you've not gone through the process, it's still a proud feeling.
This is the only core product from Clarity that we don't actually manufacture ourselves because the process isn't allowed in the UK. But we manufacture down in Kent. We do our stamps, our stencils, and the groovy. So it was very hard for Barbara to give this to someone because of the control over it. But as soon as we got the first prototypes back, there was no worries.
I can imagine just breathing a sigh of relief. We're in safe hands.
When someone's abroad and everything else, and it's not as if you can just jump in the car and go and sort out any issues. But here we go. Here's that card.
There we go. So here's the card created by that lovely designer, who's Dee. You are amazing, as are everybody who's featured in this book. Of course, Sheila, Wendy, and Martine as well. But look at that.
Samples
and you've got all your instructions there as well. Love it.
Don't show the sample. Don't show it too much, Hayley.
Oh no. You can't do anything without the dies anyway. So get those dies.
Right. Okay. So what I'm going to go to now, I'm going to go to the sentiments, the Art Nouveau sentiments. We've also got the other Art Nouveau stamps on there as well. So I've taken the corner. So all I'm going to do is take just a black ink pad, and I've put it on the mounts that we've also got on the show. And again, the art of transparent stamping, I can see perfectly where I want to position that.
Oh, wow, look at that.
And then what I'm going to do, because I'm happy with the way that I'm holding the mount, I'm actually going to turn my work, rather than sort of turn my hand and it feel uncomfortable. Okay, this is from the Spacers.
Lovely. Got the details upon your screen.
And this is just one of the elements just on the stamp set.
We'll show you that stamp set in a moment. They are brilliant stamps, as are the stencils as well. So if you do want to get hold of them, she'll give you a sneaky peek just while Paul's laying down that last corner. This is what you're getting in that set. So you can see the gorgeous designs carried on through here. So the corners, you've got your fabulous roses in there too as well. Fancy getting hold of these ones? £18.99, 976-481. Lots more for you to look at though. So do check out the bottom of the screen, the sentiments. They work alongside. They're beautiful as well. 14 unmounted stamps in that particular set. So while we're chatting about stamps, let's show you those too as well. Oh my goodness, a whole host there. 14 unmounted stamps there for £18.99, 877-279 if you're wanting to get hold of those. See, instantly that transforms it again.
And with the sentiments, they've all got that Art Nouveau style. So again, it's the crossover with the stamps, the stencils. We've got groovy as well, and also now the dies. It's the 4 core products now.
Very exciting.
So on this one, I can put any sentiment on there, but I'm going to put just to say.
That's all you need to say, isn't it? Just to say.
So we've stamped that there. So I've just put the ink pad back on there.
Beautiful.
And then for me, just to finish that off, I've got options, but because I want to keep it nice and simple, I've taken one of the card blanks. I've just cut it down to size.
Okay.
And all I'm going to use is the Crafter's Companion tape runners. And we're just going to go around all 4 sides, and it's, I mean, you can see how quick. So if you're batch card making, obviously any cards you make you can sell. So I'm just going to press that down.
And that
I'm going to fold that. The quality of these card blanks are amazing.
You can see that actually with the Christmas of you scoring that.
And then I'm going to turn that over for the reveal. And then if I turn it around and bring it to the front.
Look at that.
Look at that. But it just shows how quick. So again, Christmas is coming up. If you want to do sort of gift sets and stuff like that.
Nice idea.
Look how quick it took me to do that. So you have a process of going through the machine, doing all the cutting out, and then you can spend a couple of hours just pushing all the bits out.
Definitely.
And then stamping.
And I love it because if you are not familiar with die cutting, you're thinking, oh, I don't know if I can do die cutting. How simple was that, but how effective?
It is, yeah.
Love it. Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm going to let you get ready for your next demo, if that's okay.
Yep.
And I'm going to give you guys a quick recap. On the website, you'll find everything that Paul's been referring to. Of course, those dies are available individually. Well, they're not, to be honest. Pretty much all of them are sold out now. But, of course, if you're wanting to get hold of your fabulous dies from your one-day special, they are all available in your one-day special. And, of course, the gorgeous dies, a couple of those have been designed by our lovely Barbara herself. And then, of course, the other 2, and I've forgotten the guy's name. Paul, what's it? Jim. think that's it. Of course, Jim, I had to think for a minute then. So yeah, Jim, yes, thank you for those incredible designs. And of course, it's your one-day special. Launched every evening at 6 o'clock. We bring you a fabulous deal, and it is the Turn of Clarity with their fresh cut dies. A range that was first introduced to us probably less than a month ago, to be honest, and you have been loving them. Square dies last time. This time the range has been extended by rectangle dies, and they are beautiful. They're dies that replicate that fresh cut, paper cut representation that you get, and they are literally like a breath of fresh air. Art Nouveau in their design, and you can see they're aperture dies, so they don't have an outside cutting edge. So if you are joining us, what that means is they're going to cut directly into your card base. So here you can see it could be a card, a small card, it could be one of the smaller cards from those card packs, it could be that it's an 8x8 card and you've got much wider amount around this one. But that's the beauty of these, they're cut direct into your card, and then you can take one of those fabulous parchment papers or those gorgeous papers that Clarity bring us, and away you go. Or you could actually take those dies and then, instead of actually cutting them out of your card base, cut them with a little frame, because of course we have those rectangle nested dies, details of which at the bottom of the screen, allowing you to turn them into toppers. Now the design team again, Dee, Wendy, Sheila, Martine, you have come up trumps with these. These are absolutely beautiful. Look at that shimmer and sparkle with these. Or maybe you fancy going down that kind of urban route with these, but a mixed media feel to these. Maybe you want to go for your classic cream, as Wendy has done here. Whichever way you're wanting to work with these. And of course, the beauty is, because you've got that open aperture behind them, you can put behind either the papers or the parchment papers we've been chatting about, or maybe you've got your own inky textures, your own inky backgrounds. Look at this little canvas here. This is beautiful. Turning those pieces into home decor, and of course you can still do all of your fancy card bases with these, and there you go. Invest in those stamps, and then you can add your sentiments, as we just saw Paul do a few moments ago. But of course you can get truly creative with these. Of course you might be familiar with your parchment, with your groovy system. Well, have a look at the way that you can actually take your parchment and turn this into the most incredible little tea light lamp here. Don't forget though, obviously the battery operated type. We don't want to cause any issues, do we? Absolutely beautiful. Now the framework around these designs has been cut with those nested rectangles. Details are at the bottom of your screen, and what you could do is actually add those into your basket alongside your one-day special and opt to spread the cost over 2 months, because of course your order will come to £60 or more, and that's what deems it that it can become a flexi order. And we have actually got a Freedom members discount price on these as well, so if you are a Freedom member, it's coming down to £17.99. But don't forget, they can be added in alongside that incredible one-day special. Set of 4 dies, incredibly versatile, and of course the inspiration there from the design team. 30 designs that you can craft alongside over and over again, and transfer those skills that you've learnt from those cards over onto many other projects. But I will warn you, half of the stock has gone. Phenomenally busy. It's a little bit scary, to be honest. So while I go back and kind of waft Paul with a newspaper and bring him back to life and give him a brown paper bag to breathe in and out of, because frantically we are so busy, then why not check out what the design team have been up to? They're beautiful colours. Versatile. I mean, I've just grabbed a couple of finished samples. Yeah. Very large card, maybe exactly. A very special birthday, as you can see there. But then have a look at this one, a little tiny dinky card as well. See,
that's what's great about the designs. I mean, obviously the larger one is using the nested rectangles to create the matting and layering in the different colourways. That was been done by Martine. And then the smaller one, again, just using the small rectangle to create just that panel, and if you open it up, look, you'll see then that you can actually see through. So beautiful. It's really good, sort of good. So you can do tiny little pieces, but that's why for me the nested rectangles, I mean, you don't need them, but really. You'd be silly not to, because they have been designed to work in conjunction with it. And you can see that they go all the way. You've got 9 different dies in there.
And these are perfect for your sentiments as well. We saw previously, obviously, you can on those cards, you can use them to pop your sentiments on there. So do add them into your basket. Put the details up again. Freedom members, you've got a discounted price.
That's
add them
really
into your
good.
basket.
$17.99 for a set of nested
That is a fabulous saving. It's a 30% savings.
I know, that's really good.
That is incredible price, and 30% of the stock has gone as well.
Oh dear.
We better get demonstrating.
I think we better had. Now, what I thought I would do, I would sort of bring in, because we've got the stamps on the show, and we've also got the 4 stencils.
We have.
There's 2 of the same design in there. We've got the damask rose and we've got the Eden roses. But then we've also got the lilies in there. And we also have the landscape.
Oh, we might grab those.
So it's a really nice combination. And what I'm going to show you is how you can sort of use those in conjunction with the designs, with the dies and the stamps.
Should we bring them up very quickly and have a quick little look at these? Because it's quicker to bring them up on the screen,
Because
to be
also,
honest.
what I noticed when we were having our meeting for the show, that you got a really good saving on this as well. It's a £5 saving. Because normally the stencils are $4.99. They're A5 in size.
Good sizes,
and you've got that beautiful, fantastic frame around it as well.
Nice. Do like that. If you want to add these in, again, you can see those designs are going to echo the designs within your one-day special. And at £14.94. Of course, if you've got your flexi order, that turns it into £7.50 this month, £7.50 next month. There or thereabouts. My maths isn't spot on with that calculation, as I'm sure you'll get.
Pennies are irrelevant at this point, aren't they?
Exactly, yeah. 355831 if you want to add those in. Beautiful.
Okay.
Actually, can I just check, because I've just read the details on the screen. Is that the stencils? Thinking of you, congratulations, best wishes.
Yes, they were named.
They were named. That's fine. I just wanted to make sure.
We also did stamps with them as well.
Fair enough.
So the stamps and them, they were sort of. We've given them the personal names
of the stamps that accompany them. That makes sense.
Okay. So did you know? I mean, Barbara's well known for doing this. Did you know that you can also put your stencils through your machines?
Oh, okay.
And you can emboss with them.
Right.
Yeah, really, really good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a piece of copy paper.
Okay.
And Barbara does this quite a lot. Because Barbara has a die cutting machine. But she's never used it. She calls it her mangle. Not that it's showing her age or anything. But no, so Barbara's always used it for embossing, like when she's working with the jelly plate and she's inked up the stencils and lifted it off and putting it through and transferring it. So I thought what I'd show you, I'd just show you a very quick demo just with the stencil.
Okay.
So this is just,
so versatile, aren't
just
they?
a piece of copy paper. I actually did one when I was practicing on one of the card blanks as well. And in one of the demos, stock permitting, coming up in the next 24 hours, I'm actually going to do this on cards as well.
Now, does this technique depend on the actual thickness of the stencils? Because I'm guessing they have to be a good quality for you to get that impression.
Our stencils are really good. I'm not sure what micron they are. I should do.
We might be able to find that
But yeah, I
mean,
it's a nice... And considering you've got so much detail on here as well, it's still going to work. So I need to find my destructions.
I've got a feeling, knowing, because I do use a lot of mylar. I would, not mylar. Well, mylar is a style of stencil material, should I say? I would say they're about 350, to be honest, because that is one of the heavier weights. Between 300 and 350. But we will double check that.
I should know that. Right. Okay. Now, I've just lost my piece of paper.
We'll let you off, though, because you knew the sizes of all the cards, and there's only so much information.
I had it written down, because it's not something that I would normally sort of do.
That's okay, don't worry.
So I need my rubber mat.
Wonderful.
And I'm going to put that on there. And I'm going to put that on there.
Lovely.
So I've got the clear plate, the rubber mat, piece of paper with the stencil on.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put the frosted plate.
And of course, depending on which die cutting machine you've got, you might have a different combination. You might have different plates, and if you've got a manual die cutting machine, of course, you might have a different combination as well. And you can play around with that thickness, because sometimes the paper and cardstock that you use are different densities.
I mean, this is just cheap copy paper, but you know what this is great for, which Barbara does a lot, is that she'll take a piece of scrap paper that she's created a background on, and then she'll wrap it around a canvas, and it's just an instant piece of artwork. So, right, fingers crossed. You watch, I'll find the piece of paper after the show. Yes, that's worked perfectly. So what I want to do now, I'm not going to reveal it.
Okay.
I'm going to take that off, and then, static. There we go. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take an ink pad. So I've got the Black Shadow Artistry ink pad.
Now, we have got these available on the website as well. They're brilliant ink pads, very clever design. And, of course, the stencil brushes as well. We do have these, set of 4 of these too as well, so do check them out on the website. Again, it can all go into your flexi order. Pick a mix with regards to those artistry ink pads, and you're going to choose a set of 10 and for £34.90. Or if you want to go for a smaller bundle, we've got bundles of 5 at the bottom of your screen.
Okay, so all I'm going to do, I'm just going to take some black ink, and I'm just going to gently... Because this was a new ink pad, I wasn't sure how juicy it was.
Okay.
So what I did, I loaded up the brush and then I just tested it onto a scrap piece of paper. But for me, with the brushes, you can get so much control. Okay.
Lovely. Those brushes, incidentally, at the bottom of your screen if you want to get hold of those.
Quality brushes again.
They're fabulous.
You get four different sizes.
And I know Barbara always references that you can get hold of these, perhaps use one for your pinky reds, one for your blue tones.
I mean, Barbara always keeps one for the yellow. The
That's
yellow
right,
is the
keep it
hardest
yellow
one.
fresh, yeah.
So all I'm going to do is just bring that in, okay, and then I'm going to lift that up. And
oh my
How
goodness!
dramatic is that?
Oh
and
wow!
it's a piece of copy paper. That's all it is.
And how affordable is that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And so all you need is like an ink pad, some brushes, just to bring that through. Do you want to hold that up? You
I
might get that
certainly
better.
will. This is incredible. The depth of detail that you've got with this. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. Of course, you've got your emboss and your deboss with that, so you could reference whichever size you want to work with. It's entirely up to you, but wow, what a result. And of course, then if you wanted to, you just take your dies, cut it out, and then away you
Yeah,
go.
or again, just Barbara's really good at sort of wrapping it around the canvas.
Nice
and
idea,
it's instant wall art. So you've got the 4 different stencils in there. So again, we're going back to the B&B in Wales. You've got your own collection of pictures.
Easily done.
So again,
That's
if you're
beautiful.
selling your work, it's really, really easy.
I like that idea. Get
Okay.
those stencils in your basket.
So what I thought we'd do, we'll combine now
Okay.
this beautiful stencil. We've got the designer card toppers and then the beautiful dies with the stamps.
Now, the designer card toppers, I've not worked on a show with those.
Have
so
you
they're
not seen
smaller
them?
versions of
They
the
are.
pads.
Where's my little
Oh,
stash?
right, okay.
Let's have a look. These are stunning. So when Barbara, and if I put them on the front of me, it might be easier for us to look on the overhead.
Wonderful.
So when Barbara originally came up with the idea of doing the designer papers,
which were the first.
the reason for the designer papers was because we were new into Groovy and we'd be prepping for the TV and making samples, and it would take a couple of hours or an hour or so to make a card. And then it would take like half an hour to an hour to find a backing paper that was suitable.
Yes, yeah.
But because Barbara's got the jelly plate and she gets all messy and everything else, she's got this stash, I mean, of like all the scrap and everything else. So we'd go for it, that's perfect, that's perfect. And then people were saying, where'd you get the backing paper, where'd you get the backing paper? So Barbara decided to create her own range, hence the designer range. So we started off with Northern Lights, Dee Paramore designed some as well, New England 4, etc. But when the artwork started off, it started off as a 5x7.
Oh, I see, right.
And then obviously we scan it in and the design in the office, they sort of play around and sort of make it sort of
larger.
fit. Yeah, without distorting it. And then we was going through, it must be about a year, time just flies. And we came across the original artwork and I said to Barbara, you know what, these would be really nice as sort of toppers.
They are.
They're instant. So we've got the Shenandoah.
Gorgeous.
So again, it's a really top quality. It's 250 GSM. So it's white on one side, and then the actual. So this is the original artwork from the designs. So you're getting 48 sheets, 12 designs, and 4 of each.
Beautiful.
So we've got the Shenandoah. We've then got the Northern Lights. That's one of my favourite ones. That was the original one.
Yeah, I always like that one.
Rainbow River. Again, I love the colours in this palette. And another one of my favourite is the Indian Summer. So you've got these. They're available individually on the website, and you just choose which one you want to go with.
Very affordable at £14.99. And of course, if you want to go for more than one of those, then you can do. 4 options to choose from, but nothing to stop you from going for all 4 of those if you so choose. 360559. And of course, they are all on the same item number. So if you're not a Frida member, it's just one post and packing. Of course, if you do want the larger sizes or you want the parchment to work alongside them, all of those are on the website. So do perhaps check those out too as well.
Right.
So back to our fabulous
back to the card. So we can see I've chosen a background to complement the colours that I'm using, and we'll just get started and make go on the card.
Wonderful.
So I've taken one of our big 8x8 card blanks, and I'm just going to put some paper underneath. Okay. And I've got my blending mat, because again, these are new inks, so it's the artistry ink pads. Fantastic that you've got the name at the front, you've got the name there, so that when you're working with it, you can always see exactly whatever angle, what it is. And the great thing about these is that it's attached to the lid. The amount of times I've put the wrong lid back on the wrong ink pad, and you think, oh, that's green, and you've got it's red. So you've got no problem with that at all. So all I'm going to do to start off with is I'm just going to squidge some on here, so you can see it's really, really wet. And what it means is that when I load up my brush, I can control it a lot more easily.
Okay, now the blending mats, is there two blending mats?
There is the A4, it's the ink accessories kit, so you get the blending tools in there.
Right.
So it's on the website.
Okay.
Okay, so again, I'm just going to test to see how much I've got on my brush, and then I'm going to take my stencil, and then I'm just going to randomly sort of brush colour in. But what I need to be aware of is that I don't concentrate on these straight edges, because I don't want to have sort of like a straight line. So all I'm going to do is just gently bring some colour in to the outside, and then you can see you don't want to sort of go too heavy. I'm going a little bit heavier than normal, just so that we can see it more clearly on the screen. So I'm staying away from that edge, and then I'm going to move my stencil around, or move my card around, and then just go over again. And all this is doing is just creating a very, very subtle background.
Of course, background that's going to perfectly complement the dies.
Complement, exactly. So this is the Eden Rose. So again, I'm just going to follow that round. And you can see, I can turn the stencil over. That's one of the great things about the stencil, is that you can go at whatever angle you want to.
Now, if you want the stencils, you've got them on your screen there. All four of them come to you £14.94. Of course, if you do want to invest in your inks as well, you can get hold of those sets of 10 or sets of 5, you decide. Set of 10 is at the bottom of your screen, and you can choose your pick and mix with regards to the colours. And of course, similarly with the set of 5, which you'll find on the website. And of course, the designs that we're working with here with the stencils, perfectly complementing our one-day special. And of course, one-day special, those fabulous dies, all 4 of these beautiful dies coming to you for that incredible one-day special price with that £21 saving. And don't forget, you are going to get your II book, as you can see there, centred in the top there, with 30 designs to give you some inspiration to get you going the moment that your one-day special arrives. Don't forget, add in those the rectangle apertures as well, the nested rectangle dies. Calling them aperture dies, because of course that's what you can create, or you can disconnect those dies because they're going to cut into your cardstock, and this is definitely a way of using these.
Okay. Now, I don't know whether you've noticed, but I have actually reloaded the brush.
You haven't, no.
So because I've used the blending mat, it gave me more control rather than go straight into the ink pad. But I haven't loaded it once, and so that when we take that off, we've got that really sort of nice sort of background. Beautiful. And it doesn't matter about the hole in the middle, because I'm going to cover that up without what we're going to create next.
Lovely.
Right, so if I just move these brushes out the way.
Wonderful.
And I'm going to put the lid back on here. One of the other things about these is that they've got a little secret compartment that when you lift up, you can put your blending tool in there, you can put your blending nibs in there.
That's right, you can.
So
storage area.
Right, we're going to clear this away from here.
Wonderful.
And I'll move that so you don't lean into that, Hayley.
You know
so
me too well.
Pop that down, but I'll do it as well. Right, the stencil's finished with.
Lovely.
So now we're going to go on to the die.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll just pop that there for now. And which one? I'm going for the roses, aren't I? So we're going to bring that in.
Lovely.
And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a piece of one of the card blanks, which I've cut down to size.
Nice thing is, obviously, that set of card blanks, you've got 80 card blanks in there, but you don't have to use them as your bases. You could chop into them. So if you chop it into them, you've got 160 card fronts that you could be crafting from.
That's right, yeah.
Rather than using them as cards. Beautiful to make their own cards in their own right, but might be worth you thinking about those. And of course, they feature a lot within the guide, the details of which you've got up on your screen there, which is included within your one-day special. So there's lots going on.
Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the magnetic sheet this time, making sure that the die is facing up, so you don't cut into it, but it makes a nice fridge magnet if you do.
Okay.
And then I'm going to look at the nested rectangles.
Yes.
See, this is the great thing now, is because I can decide how big a frame that I want, so I can use that one.
So quite neat and shallow.
Yeah, I can go bigger if I want to. Let's pick that up from there. See, so I can have a wider frame.
Nice, yeah.
So for me, doing it this way, because I'm just going to cut this out onto a white piece of card, the magnetic sheet is actually going to hold the dies in place.
Point, yeah.
So it's easier, rather than stick that onto the card and then trying to do it the other way.
Now we are busy for those rectangles. 40% of the stock has gone. Freedom members, you've got a fabulous price on these. Discounted down by £7 in total, bringing them down to £17.99. 228-474. And even if you're not a Freedom member, at £19.99 for 9 large rectangle dies, brilliant value for money. Of course, they all nest together, so you can see whether it's portrait or landscape that you're using these. And they are brilliant for your sentiments to go on as well, so you've got a variety of sizes there too. So if you do want to add these into basket, you can do. You add them into your basket with your one-day special. Your basket is then going to go through that £60 threshold, and you can see there, just at the bottom of the screen there, if you spend £60 or more, you can turn your order into a flexi order. So that means you can spread the cost of not only these dies, but also your one-day special over 2 payments. And if you fancy adding anything else in, perhaps those stencils, you can spread the cost of those too as well.
Right, okay. So again, this is where the reveal comes in. We're just going to lift that up. If I bring in my confetti tray.
Oh yes, it's getting bigger, this, all this confetti.
But look, there's the die on there, on the thing, and there's nothing in it. That's just falling out the car.
Amazing.
It gets me every time. It really, really does. I know it's saying so it's simple. So again, all I'm going to do.
A little tickle to get those pieces out. Oh, look at that.
Look how quick and easy that is.
Beautiful.
And I mean, this is like 300 GSM.
It's really
and it just cuts through really well. Barbara, when we launched the first set of dies, Barbara said, "Oh, what else can we cut through?" And we tried it on shrink plastic.
Yes, I
do you remember
this. I do, because you had two goes, didn't you?
Yeah. So
and I think Barbara won, didn't she?
Barbara did win. Barbara had the brains. Basically, because these dies are so detailed, if you cut them out of shrink plastic and you use a heat gun to shrink, which you would normally do, what it was doing, because it wasn't a constant heat, it would sort of start to heat here and then it would just break because the rest of it wasn't shrinking. So Barbara said, "Whoa, there's an answer to that." So off she goes down to the kitchen, bungs it in the oven, another tray on top, and it came out absolutely perfect.
Oh, just a miniature version, absolutely
That's
beautiful.
That's why Barb was the boss. But again, because she was new to die cutting, it wasn't saying that the different materials and stuff like that. So it is fun. And you know, as Barbara's always said, it's the same as when we started Groovy and Parchment. With Groovy and Parchment, we don't know the rules, so there's no rules to break.
Yeah,
so it's just a case of sort of like just playing around and seeing what happens.
And look at that, I mean, on the map
simple.
there, the detail.
Absolutely simple.
Beautiful. Elegance.
So, all I'm going to do now, just to finish this off, so I'm going to take a black piece of card.
Okay.
Now, I've trimmed a piece of the designer card down, just to get that perfect shape. But what I want to do, I just want to sort of bring in some bits and pieces.
Okay.
So, I'm going to get my black permanent pen.
Right, okay.
And I just want to edge it. So all I'm going to do is just push down the edge to give a tiny little edge to it. I mean, I could matte and layer onto black card.
Saves another layer, doesn't it?
But if I matte and layered onto black card, then it's going to... I'd see the black card underneath.
You're not going to be able to see the
So
design.
I'm going to do it on that piece. And then I'm going to go...
adding bulk as well, isn't it? Adding cost.
Yeah, and this is all completely flat. So you just take the permanent pen. I'm just going in very lightly because I want a very subtle edge. Okay, so we can see, or we can't really see it, there is a very sort of very fine edge around there. Okay, so that's going to sit on there.
Lovely.
And then we'll take our tape runner to do that. So again, Crafter's Companion tape runner.
Lovely. Of course, if you do want to stock up on those tape runners, do have a look on the website. Do lots of different styles of bundles.
These are fantastic, these pens. They work great with parchment as well.
Yes, yeah.
I can move that out of the way, and then we'll just position that. I mean, I can put it central. I need to go over a little bit, and it's great because until I press it down, it's not going to stick.
And just that one layer on top of the other. Beautiful.
Okay, so we can bring our card blank back into play. We can go around the outside there. But you can see how quick and easy you can do a really nice card. And then I'm going to position that maybe about there. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in the stamps.
Ooh,
now,
yes.
in the stamps, I know I'm going to run out of time, so I'm just going to show what I'm going to do. I won't finish it off.
Yeah, no problem.
Because we've got the finished card. Now, in the stamps, we've got happy birthday and we've got anniversary, but we haven't got happy anniversary.
Oh, right, okay.
So I've got options. I could cut that stamp down the middle, so I'd have happy on its own.
That's a bit drastic, though,
Well,
isn't it?
you can do it, but all I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp up the word anniversary first. And again, this is a trick I've seen Barbara do many a time. So we'll ink up the stamp there. So I'm going to stamp out anniversary first.
And don't forget, if you do want your mounts, your clarity mounts, we have got those available for you as well on the website if you need to stock up on those.
And then a bit of low tack tape.
Okay.
And all I'm going to do, I'm just going to cover up the word birthday.
Okay.
I'm going to ink up the stamp. Remember to remove the tape.
See, I wouldn't have done that. I would have got ink all over my topper.
I've got happy.
Yanis. Oh, dear me.
So that's how you can then get a happy anniversary. So what I would do, I would just trim that down and then we'd put it onto the finished card.
A little bit of matte and layering again.
Exactly. So it's the stamps, it's the stencils, it's the dies.
Beautiful. And of course, the dies, your one-day special fabulous deal that we've launched during this hour. Who can believe that the first hour has gone? Now, 438407 is the all-important item number. That is going to get you one-day special on its way to you. £49.93 being your one-day special item number. The price there, 2 payments at £24.98, and it really is an incredible deal. It's proved to be so incredibly popular during this hour. We knew that it would be popular. We've got big stocks of these available to you, but even so, it's scarily busy out there, and 60% of the whole day stock has gone in the first hour. Yanis is looking visibly shocked. Now, if you wanted to get hold of your one-day special, now is the time to do it. Don't forget, Paul's going to be back with Yanis at 8 o'clock with even more inspiration, and don't forget, you are going to get inspiration in that II book that is coming with your one-day special. Of course, more to see over the rest of the show, so do join Paul and Yanis back at 8 o'clock. Paul, it's been a pleasure. Thoroughly enjoyed working with you.
I just hope Yanis can dance or sing or...
Well, the rate is
I
going,
can't.
it might do, yeah. I'd pay good money to see that, definitely. Now, I will be back in the morning. Whether the stock will be back, we'll wait to see. But all I can say is if you want to get hold of yours, do it sooner rather than later, because we have a tendency of these deals selling out. And that's exactly what happened the last time the guys were here launching the first ever fresh cut dies. So we know that these are going to be very similar. If you want yours, get hold of them while you can, and then come back and join the fabulous Yanis, because he's got bargains galore coming up in the next hour, and I'm sure you'll be watching too, Paul. See you later. So Clatterbang Yanis is coming up straight after the hour at 7 o'clock. Craft price drop, lots of bargains to be had, and then we are back with our second live hour of the one-day special at 8 o'clock. See you tomorrow.